So, just briefly want to talk about changing your career from being a tradesman, working with your hands, to someone who provides useful service in another way. And that's kind of exactly what I'm doing here. And I want to help you all find your purpose and meaning to do exactly the same what I'm doing. Uh, Not exactly the same. You will do it the way you want to do it. So, I'm an electrician. I've used, screwdrivers, pliers, multimeters, all sorts of tools like that for 26 years of my life, probably nearly 30 years when I think about it. I had my own business for 26 years and I've worked on wages for about 3 years and then got made redundant at the end of 2025. Currently, as I make this, we're in the middle of 26 and I'm working on tools and systems and ways to help people understand that we all have a purpose and a meaning in life. This whole thing of retirement when you hit 65, that's BS. We've been brought up with it. I've been brought up with it my whole life since I was a kid. And I've done a bit of work into it and I've found out that it was sort of a deal done with the government and the population to help the young men and women of this world go to war, to fight for the country. And that's a good thing for sure. But if you go out to war, fight for us, we'll pay you this thing, and they called it a pension, and we'll pay you that. In the beginning, it was actually age 60. Currently, it's age 65 here in New Zealand, anyway. And also, back in those days, the average life was about 70, so they thought, well, they're only going to have to pay you for a few years. And now, with life expectancy going over 100, maybe 120, certainly in my lifetime, I've certainly got dibs for another 20 years easy, maybe 25 or 30. And maybe more, with AI nanobots and that, maybe they can go send these little nanobots into your blood system and fix your body up from the inside. Amazing. I don't know if that'll be in my lifetime or not, but the point is we've got more and more people living to an older age and a younger population coming through. So I believe the whole system of the pension, it should be scrapped, and that might be controversial saying that, but in my opinion, we can all provide useful service to the day we die. And there's plenty of people in their 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond who are doing exactly that. And that's the purpose of what I'm making this video for, is to inspire you all to come off the physical tools, the screwdrivers and the hammers and all the rest of it, and use something with tools with your mind. And there are 6 basic principles that we have that were a beautiful gift from our Heavenly Father, from God. And it's a bit of a thing that when we get something for free, as humanity, we tend to take it for granted. We don't appreciate it. So I just wanted to quickly run through those things here. And when I say them, you'll understand them. But just let me first cover off. We have 5 senses, right? We taught these from little kids. We can hear, see, taste, touch, and smell. What I'm talking about here, these are 6 higher faculties of the mind. Now, faculty is a tool, or like a tool of the mind, okay? So in no particular order, and they're all equally important, but we use them one more than the other at different times. Imagination, intuition, perception, reason, memory, and the will, right? 6 different things. They're mental faculties. If I just go back a step, my monitor keeps going off. I have to sort that out. Maybe give it some power. If I want to just go on a different sort of a tangent, if I said there's 4 levels of consciousness or 4 levels of intelligence, which is not necessarily intelligence the way I'm thinking about, like we think about things, but there's 4 kingdoms, if you like. So you got the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and then us as human beings. So the animal, the start at the start is the mineral kingdom is like, let's say a rock, that's all the rocks, the dirt, whatever. At a certain level, the little atoms in the rock know they have to be that particular type of rock, So even within the whole mineral kingdom, there's thousands, probably millions of different types of rocks. So at a certain level, the atoms in that rock, the little molecules or whatever it is that go together, they know they have to be a rock, right? They're not intelligent like they think, like it's just a rock, That's not that, because I have given this talk in other situations and people give me a hard time about that. But at a certain level, there's a certain You know, I'm going to use intelligence, but not intelligence the one way we tend to think about it. The atoms and the molecules of that rock know there have to be a rock, and then, you know, and it could be a, you know, like a granite or a, you know, a quartz or something. There's also, I'm not going to go into the names of rocks, but anyway, you know what, you get the gist of what I'm saying. Then we go to the plant kingdom, and you know, there's trees, there's grass, there's all, you know, all the thousands, probably millions of kinds of plants. And if I say a seed from a blade of grass, right, we're going, if I got that seed and I put that in my pocket and walk around with it, that seed is going to just turn to dust. It's just going to, it's not in the right environment. But if I took that seed and I took it out to the outside and planted it in the lawn at the front of my property here, that seed will attract to it everything it needs, the nutrients, the minerals, the vitamins out of the soil, and then with rain and sunshine as well, that plant will grow into a blade of grass. And it's the same thing with the grass. There's thousands and thousands of different kinds of grass, like ryegrass, and again, I don't know my grasses, but there's all sorts, but at a certain level, so within that seed, it knows, like, it's alive, not like the rock, but it's alive, so it knows it has to grow into that particular type of grass. So there's a pattern plan inside the seed, and it knows. Then you go to the animal kingdom, and the animals also have, they can also, same as us, they can hear, see, taste, touch, and smell, right? All the animal kings have got that. But they don't have that higher level of awareness. It's kind of like we probably just skip forward a little bit there to the humans, because we did have a dog, but she's gone now. But Freckles, the dog, she was a Dalmatian, and if she was in the room here with me now, she would know she's in the room. But as humans, we know that we know. We have that higher level of perception, and that's the difference that sets us apart from the rest of the animal kingdom. So we have the ability to work and create value at that intellectual level. And that's what I'm saying as a tradie. You have something to give the rest of society. And it could be as simple as just bouncing your grandchild on your knee and just teaching him, hey, you know, teaching him something. It can be as simple as that. And you have that gift to give. A lot of times, see, that's the other thing, comes back to this whole superannuation thing, 401k in America, and I think Australia just call it super. I'm not quite sure what they call it in the UK, so we'll find that out. Here in New Zealand, we call it KiwiSaver. They kind of say, oh, no, you know, these hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, oh, that's too much for you to handle. BS. Money is money. It doesn't matter. Just the numbers are bigger and smaller, whatever. If you can balance your check account, you can balance your blooming KiwiSaver thing, your retirement fund. It is easy. It is simple. And they have created this perception that if you're going to handle millions of dollars, that you've got to be some kind of qualified person. No, you don't. If you're an electrician, if you're a human being, you're walking around on the earth, you've got a brain, you can add, you know, here's the skills you need. You need to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. If you can do that, and most people can, we taught that at a very young age, early on in school. If you can do that, you can manage your finances. You can run your own retirement investment account, and you can manage that fund as best you can, you know. So I've done that for the last 20 years, but I don't want this to come across as like, you know, look at me, I've done something good. But that has given me the time right here, right now to make these kind of videos. But I am limited. I have figured out if I just did nothing else, I've only got about 5 years. And that ain't enough time. I'm going to live for 20, 25, 30 years or more. So that's kind of the purpose of this video. I just want to get the ball rolling, and just let you know that, hey, I'm doing this stuff, and I'm here, and I want to help people, and I want to make this world a better place. And the way I want to do that is to help to inspire you all to do the thing that you want to do. And you might have a book. They say everyone has a book in them. I haven't written a book. But, you know, making these videos, I've just used an artificial background here, but I'm making this from my phone and a Mac. I'm an Apple person, but all these sorts of things are available, all the different things. I haven't spent a lot of money on cameras or anything like that. A very basic, very straightforward thing. And I can tell you I'm comfortable. I'm standing here in my little office. Again, I built this office myself. You can't see it on camera, but I'm in a little wee office, 2x2x2, so it's a cube. And I've got a fan, so I don't suffocate. but I built this myself. I wired it myself, and I painted it and jibbed it and stopped it and did the whole thing. And I'm really proud of that. But I use this space to create and help. I want to inspire you. Some people are better at writing stuff. Now with AI, you don't have to physically write. You can dictate everything into your computer, and it'll just write it all out and make it. But it's got to be your words, right? You can't say to, ChatGPT or Claude or something, you can't tell, go and write me a thing. It won't work, because there's so much of that content out there. This is me. I'm a real person, and yes, I do use AI, but I use AI to help me create content. And as long as I draw a breath, you'll see me in the flesh on these videos. I have had one exception to that, where somebody said they created a YouTube video and said, look, I've got to go away, but I've created another one. I'm going to use AI to create the video. So I could have an exception to it. Never's a big word. Never say never. The biggest thing is that if I did use an AI, it will still be my words. It's still me talking to you, but I'm just doing it through an AI, like a character. But right here, right now, I'm a person. Like, if I was to cut that hand, it would bleed. I'm not going to do that, obviously. But I just want to share with you, there's something inside of you. If you're watching this video, this is inside of me to make these kind of videos. I'm here because I want to be here. I don't have to be here. I do believe there's a need for this kind of thing. I would say, like, what I'm doing, the videos, podcasts, we can create a course of some sort, maybe sell that, books, one-on-one coaching. If you want me to help coach you, we might have to arrange a session, which should probably involve some fees for that or something, but we'll figure that out later on. At the moment, as I make this video right here, right now, there is no charge for this stuff, and I just do it because I want to do it, and I'll reach out to you all, and we want to form some kind of a group, and we'll get together and have some meetings, and we'll figure out what we're going to do from there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.